speak any other languages?
No. I wish I did. Yeah, sometimes I substitute teach for kids who are bilingual, a lot of Spanish speakers
Right.
in Austin. And I'm like, I feel left out when there's people speaking another language and I can't speak it. But you?
I speak fluently 4.
What?
And I can manage the fifth being Spanish.
So what are the 4?
Obviously, English.
English.
The first academic language that I'm most proficient in. Then comes Hindi, which is the national language of India.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait. So you're born knowing English, learning English first?
Well, no. My English is my first academic language. What that means is I was born and raised in India. Mm-hmm. What that means is the education system in India is, completely English based. So even though I probably learned, Hindi or Marathi at home, I learned English first at school. That was the main language throughout my kindergarten, everything.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that's like an advantage?
I think so. I was going to say, being bilingual or more than bilingual, it helps you appreciate art and culture in not just one language, but more than one. And it just adds so much to your library. You can appreciate literature in different languages. You can appreciate music in different languages. I mean, music doesn't really have a language because it's the tunes, but then also the lyrics is what I'm talking about, right? So
poetry.
So, poetry, for example, too.
When I was younger, I would never listen to music in different languages just because, I don't know, as a kid, you don't know what they're saying.
Right.
But now I actually like, in a way, sometimes when I listen to a song and I don't know what they're saying, but I just try to get the feeling of it and try to figure out a little bit of what they're saying
Yeah. I mean...
But it would be nice to know. And I do look it up.
Right.
Translate, but...
Yeah, Duolingo has done a pretty good job of gamifying, learning a new language.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard of it, right?
Yeah, I've tried before.
Yeah, I've tried Russian. I can, if I were to spend 2 weeks, 1 hour a day, I would manage basic Russian.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks, 1 hour a day. So you're talking about 14, let's just say 15 to 20 hours in 2 weeks, right? You can do basic Russian if you spend that much time in Duolingo. I kid you not.
Really?
Yeah, it's
not
that
me.
good.
You, not me.
Well, I mean, it's because, granted, I am an engineer, and we engineers, we know the Greek alphabets, and there's a lot of similarities. I mean, there's a lot of Russian Cyrillic alphabets that are in Greek as well. I mean, there's of course some alphabets that are unique to the language, but that it helped me to have that understanding, alpha, beta, gamma, all that stuff. So
yeah, I guess my best bet Spanish is what I know the most of. I took some, but I don't know, dude. I took 3 or 4 years of Spanish in high school. And I don't know
honestly,
much as I should.
Yeah, immersing yourself in I was in California.
Yeah.
I think I can safely say I know more than most people who took 5 years in high school or 4 years in high school.
Yeah.
I can manage better than those people.
Right.
For sure. Also traveling to Mexico and just dating someone in that culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Learn the important words.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But I always with learning a language, I don't know if it was my high school or just the curriculum or whatever, I was always like, they're teaching us stuff that's not as important. Like they're, a big base of it was like the conjugations and the verbs of this. And I'm like, just give us a bunch of words. Like you don't need to know how to speak it
exactly
grammatically correct. It's more important to just have a
how do you
vocabulary.
think exactly how do you think kids are taught, like when they're at home? Like mom will show them an apple and then they'll say,
right.
well, I don't know what's the Apple word for, Spanish, but
Oh,
you're
I
not.
can get
That's how
this.
you learn a language by, it's practical. Not by
Manzana.
you don't teach kids grammar when they're like 6 months or 1 year. I don't know what age they start speaking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, learn the words. Oh, and the other thing, like you run into people who are from different countries and English is not their first language and
Yeah.
they're speaking broken English, but you can get the point across.
yeah,
You got
exactly.
Can you say, where is the bathroom or where is like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Excuse me, where is the bathroom? That's totally fine. It doesn't have to be the right pronunciation.
Yeah.
It doesn't as long as where the bathroom is, you will
Yeah.
understand that.
Or bathroom is where. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say whatever.
Or simply bathroom.
So you knew Hindi and then you started learning English and
So yeah,
From grammar
English,
school.
Hindi, and Marathi, which is my dad's side of the language.
yeah.
So India has 23 official languages. They have their
Really?
own. Yeah, they have their own. Like it's not dialects. They're all languages.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So my mom has a different language and my dad has a different. And so I learned both. So
How
my
can
mom,
you even have a country that's not all
Well, think
they
of the
don't
European.
understand each other, right?
Yeah. Well, European Union, right? It's one kind of like one big country, but they're all different, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Europe. But you're right. They're all different countries. Yeah. I mean.
Is there like more dominant language? Like of the 23, there's got to be one that's the most spoken,
Hindi.
right? Hindi.
Yeah. Most people will know. Like if you're north, maybe in the south, there's less dominance of Hindi.
Yeah.
As you go more towards the south, there's more, Telugu, Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada. So there's all these different South Indian languages that are kind of different. But if you grow up in the South and if you travel within like when you're a kid from one state to the other, you'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's your third language, right?
Yeah. So English, Hindi, Marathi, which is my dad's, and then Telugu, which is my mom's.
Oh, okay.
I can't read and write my mom's language. I can only speak it.
Mm.
But I could fairly well manage writing my dad's language as well. It's very similar to Hindi, the script.
Yeah. That's
And
kinda
then
cool.
Spanish being the last.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wish I could do that. That's like probably one of the big goals of my life is like learn Spanish.
Right.
I will one day. I think I just got to move to a Spanish.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
24.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to the United States when I was 19. I was just about to turn 20. So.
Why?
Oh, for school, undergrad.
What was it like growing up in India? I guess that's all you knew, but
It was nice. I mean, I had a very good childhood. We lived on the West Coast. We lived all different places because my dad was always moving every couple of years. So, like, one of the most important phases of my life, I guess you can say, primary school, which is, first grade through fourth grade. I have very fond memories of, like coming back home after school and then, my mom would like give me food, like lunch or whatever. And then I would just go out and play. Like there was like a big field and then there was like trees and we would just like a big playground. We would just like make games and cricket was not the only thing we would play. We would just, we would just make games out of sticks and stones and just run around and like I would come back home at like 8 or 9 and there's no like we were unsupervised.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have. I mean, I'm sure some parts of the United States you could still do that, but not in California. And then that was my up until my fourth grade. So then we moved to Mumbai, which is I'm sure you've heard of the Mumbai is like a big city.
Was that a lot different?
Yeah, it was a big city. Yeah, it's a big city, and
Not as much running around on your own.
yeah, I mean, you're usually taking like the tuk-tuk, the three-wheeler, three-wheeled, the rickshaw, the tuk-tuk. I'm sure you've seen in Thailand and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's basically your taxi. That will take you everywhere. I mean, there's the pace of life is much faster. Everyone's like hustling, bustling. Trains, local trains in Mumbai are very super crowded.
Yeah.
It's hard to even get on one.
Do you feel like people here, because like you lived in all different places around India and stuff, do you feel like the perception from other countries is not as accurate as if like you lived there?
India is a big country. I mean, like the West is so different from the East and North from the South.
Yeah.
The culture, the food, the skin color of people, the landscape, the architecture, everything's different.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to, I mean, it's kind of like a mini Europe almost. Like every part of India has a different special something about it. And so therefore, when someone goes to India, like someone from the Western goes to India, say like, oh, I don't like this, like I went to Mumbai and I hate blah, 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 pollution, and there's so many, poor people, which is true. And it's dirty. And yeah, I mean, so is San Francisco. San Francisco, there's super dirty, homeless people. So, but it's not defining of, the entire India in its entirety.
Yeah, dude, that's always it's always like bugged me when people I don't know if it's bugged, but it's
What
always.
do you mean bug?
What?
Wait, what do you mean by bug?
Like
it bothered?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's always like annoyed me whenever somebody's like, oh, like there's big stereotypes. People be like, oh, France, everybody there is rude, or everybody is like things, but it's like you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people even do that about the United States, but when you're from a place, you kind of know that it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Colombia, and people told me like, don't go to Colombia. There's like cartels there, and it's not safe. They'll rob you. I mean, come on. Like I've been to Mexico. I walked to Mexico from San Diego.
Really?
To Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
I literally walked, and people were saying, no, don't go there.
Yeah.
Like, people who get in trouble in those places, they're just, I mean, like they're not wise, and they're being naive. And they're putting themselves in a situation where they shouldn't. And if they find themselves in a situation, they're not exiting from it. And that's what leads to those. I mean, sure, does it happen that you get robbed at gunpoint sometimes on those places? Yeah, but it's extremely rare.
Yeah.
I've been to Ukraine. I've been to Serbia. All these places, like I drove through Serbia to Montenegro. I drove all over Ukraine, from Kiev to Odessa to Lviv, and I mean I did get pulled over by the cops one time, and I slipped them a 20. I was going 3 times the speed limit because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was going, I think, 150 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
But the speed limit was 50. So the way that it works there is the freeway, it's, you're going like 120, that's the speed limit, but then it goes through the city and it's all of a sudden 50.
It's a trap.
Yeah, so you don't really know.
But
I mean, it's other than that, like you just have to be nice. Like I could have been in so much more trouble. Like they could have, I don't know. They could have put me, I don't know, right? Whatever. I was just trying to be nice and like, hey, I told them I'm a tourist. I'm from California.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
But you could speak to him a little?
Yeah, I showed them my California driver's license, and I said, oh, then the guy was like, oh, California. Oh. So.
Yeah, that scares me a little bit, going to a different country and not being able to speak or not even knowing how to be nice.
Yeah, I think people know body language. Like if you come across as like, this versus, like I think you don't need a language for that.
But it helps to be as well traveled as you are, and you've had experiences in all these different continents and countries.
Yeah.
I mean, was it scary? Was your first time leaving your country when you moved to the U.S., or you had
No,
been around
I
a bit?
actually lived in the Middle East for 5 years.
Wow.
Oh, I can read and write Arabic. I can't speak it. I can't speak it because I don't have enough practice. But
when you're forgetting what languages you can read and write and speak, you know a lot of shit. That's a lot.
So yeah, my dad, as I said, he was always moving. He's in the oil industry.
Okay.
So yeah, we moved to the Middle East.
So you rich?
I don't know if I would say that. I don't have enough Bitcoins. Not as many as there's, you always
you
want
have
more
some.
of it. Huh?
You have some Bitcoin.
I have some quantity of Bitcoin.
I just saw a post that you reposted today of some meme or something about buying Bitcoin, and I was
right.
invested.
So one of the things that people who know me will know that I'm super into
crypto.
And I think it's just like internet changed connectivity among humans, and just like aluminum changed the aviation industry, and just like steel changed the civil engineering industry, blockchain is transforming the world of finance and property rights through NFTs.
Yeah.
And I think, more people, us humans, we resist change, and that's what's happening right now. So I feel more people need to. Most people haven't spent 10 hours on how Bitcoin actually works and what it is.
Oh no, I haven't spent 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, highly recommend. Just like you want to understand money and taxes.
Yeah.
Or at least you want to pay someone to do your taxes if you don't want to do it on your own.
Yeah.
At least pay someone or read it yourself about what crypto actually is.
So can I pay you to do my Bitcoin?
The sentence construction, the way the sentence is constructed doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because I just got to buy some Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. Just get on any of those centralized exchanges.
I don't even need to understand it. If I just had a lot of money and I just bought some Bitcoin,
you don't even need to
sweet.
have a lot of money.
I don't?
Yeah, you can have $50 and you can buy $50 for the Bitcoin.
Yeah, but that's not...
Oh, that's going to mean a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
You think?
$50, you could buy one whole Bitcoin for $10 once upon a time.
Once upon a time, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not going back there.
But we're going forward.
Isn't
Bitcoin's
a Bitcoin
going to
$10
$1 million
million or something?
Huh?
How much is one Bitcoin now?
It's now 35,000. It's gone down.
Yeah, and it used to... Yeah, what was the peak?
I think 65, 67, something like that, in the high 60s.
Is it going to keep going down?
That's a great question. If I had the magic orb or whatever you want to call that, the crystal ball.
It's scary to make these calls on the podcast because people can look back. Whatever you say.
Not financial advice.
This is set in stone.
I mean, I think what's happening is with the whole Ukraine-Russia, Russia is almost at the verge of invading Ukraine right now, as we speak.
Oh, really?
It's something to do with the Nord Stream gas pipeline. I don't even know. And there's also interest rates hikes. The U.S. Fed is that's also why people are being more they want to put their money in bonds as opposed to the stocks. So I mean, I don't know. This doesn't have to. We don't have to put. This is all technical kind of stuff. We don't have to put this in your podcast if you don't want to. But I don't know what the realm of your podcast is.
Dude, my podcast is just capturing conversations. So wherever we go, we go.
Okay.
But I do think about what's relevant to other people. So
yeah.
But I think this is all.
Yeah.
I'm learning stuff right now, so this is good for me.
Yeah, I think, the way. This has been my upbringing all my life, right? And a lot of people from the Asian culture will understand that if you're a boy, you're going to be an engineer or some sort of technical, thing. If you're a daughter, you're going to be like a nurse, doctor, or something like that. And so therefore, money was never prioritized. Education was prioritized. So I never really, until when even when I moved to the United States, I didn't know about money. I didn't know anything about money and how to advocate for myself, or, paying taxes is like way far out. I didn't know how money worked. I didn't know about anything and how much money I needed to, I didn't even know what my tuition was. My dad was paying for it. What I'm going through right now, what I'm putting myself through right now, this education, learning about finances, I should have in my late teens and 20s. And so you're at a perfect time.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's part of me that just doesn't want to know. I mean, I want to know, but I just don't care that much.
You want more of it, but you don't want to know how to get it.
I don't know. Part of it overwhelms me, and it's like so. I know people whose like hobbies are like stocks and Bitcoin and stuff, and they're watching videos, and it just and I'm just like,
you don't want that to be your life, right?
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle choice. Yeah.
Part of me just wants to go live in the woods and not think about anything.
Yeah, I mean,
do you ever feel like
that? That's where I would like to retire. I'd like to retire on a big ranch. My parents have like land out in India, so I'm fortunate enough to just be able to, if all I want to do is just eat food and sleep and just walk around and tend to farm, I can do that right now. I can retire right now. But what does that do for me, right? Like, what about my aspirations and goals? What about creativity?
Yeah.
Most people, they think that if they had a lot of money, they just retired. Like, most people will actually be bored if they were to somehow end up with hundreds of millions of dollars and buy an island off of the Caribbean and just live. They'll be bored.
Oh, yeah.
In a few months. No amount of alcohol, women, drugs will, either you'll kill yourself or you'll be so bored because your body can't keep up. Because us humans, we have, we're social animals and we want to do stuff.
Yeah. You still got to have hobbies and like aspirations and dreams and try to do stuff. But if you have more money, it can help you do some of those
things. Of course,
things.
If you have more money, you can actually further your hobbies and goals at a faster rate.
Yeah. Wait, India, is this a thing that people live with like their parents for like forever?
Yeah, well,
or like family just stays together?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, not for all families these days, but more people than you can think of. So a lot of, especially if you're a son, you get married and then you bring the wife into the family and then you live in with your parents, and that's just part of the we have a very close-knit family system.
But that's not your jam?
Well, I mean, my parents are not even here.
Yeah.
They're in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
Wait, but they have a farm or a place, a ranch in India?
Yeah, they have, we had that property in India.
Oh, yeah, because your dad's doing oil out in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
That's big time oil out there.
They have, I think their new ruler, or whatever you want to call it, MBS, Mohammed bin, forget his last name, but he's like transforming. He understands that oil and fossil fuel and all that's not going to last forever, and you have to kind of boost your economies, and you have to have other things going on, trade, commerce, industry.
So all these wars and stuff that happen for oil and stuff, maybe those won't happen? Because
so very interesting philosophy. Cost of electricity, cost of energy is going to go down to zero in the next 30 years.
Because of like
solar power, hydro power, wind all the renewable sources of energy. Electricity will be, the sun is free. We have the sun 24/7.
Yeah.
That's free electricity right there.
Yeah.
We just haven't learned and put into practice how to harness it for free just yet.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there. And so therefore, once we have that, once electricity goes down to zero, cost of living goes down, and the amount of work that you need to do will become less, population will decrease, standard of living will increase, and life expectancy will increase. 150 years easy. So it's very interesting. I can send you a YouTube video on Raoul Paul and Michael Saylor and how this conversation that they're having, very profound. I'll send that link to you.
Yeah, send that to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me that you have a optimistic view of the future and the world and where we're headed. Would you say that?
Yeah. Optimistic. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. I am excited about what the future holds. Not all of it's going to be pleasant, but you keep a positive mindset, and you can either look at the glass half empty or half full.
Yeah. I think maybe a lot of times I look at it half empty. Like sometimes I feel like the world's ending.
What part of it? Like, I want to hear about that perspective.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I mean,
because the world as you know it is ending.
Yeah.
So that there's truth to that.
That's true. Yeah, my world is ending, and then I get a new world.
Yeah, metaverse.
A whole new world. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm old man about that. I think maybe I'm just not as... See, you were talking about earlier about like when steel came around and revolutionized. But that seems like more easier to comprehend or to accept. Like, hey, we got steel. This is dope. But for me to be like, hey, we're going to go into computers and download a chip in your brain, I'm just like, wait. This is like...
Well, let's go back to the time steel was invented, right?
Yeah.
Or first fabricated. And at that time, masonry, bricks, right, is what was used to construct. Most of the world, you can have 2 stories, like beautiful architecture in Europe. At most, you can go up to 4 or 5 stories with masonry, with bricks, with stones. You bring in steel, all of a sudden you have skyscrapers. You have New York City.
Right.
The very fabric of New York City, it wouldn't be possible without steel. So let's just say steel was first discovered, and I'm a construction company. Everyone's using bricks and stones and wood, right? And then I say, I'm the first construction company that says, I'm not going to use bricks and wood or timber. I'm going to use steel. Everyone's going to be like, whoa, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, this is how we've been doing it for the last 50 years in my dad's life and my entirety, right? So,
yeah.
So the paradigm shift, once you see the first construction company using steel and building something that's 10 stories, and it actually can last, and people have to see that. Someone has to do it. So then I understand your perspective of how it's hard to wrap your mind around, like, oh, let's just gonna go to computers. But it's only because you're not familiar with it. Like, I didn't have... I had MP3 players when I was in high school, but I used to still have a Walkman and a cassette player, and so it's all about what you're brought up into. And just you mentioned something about being like an old man about all this metaverse thing. Like, devote yourself to it for 1 week. At the end of the 1 week, you'll come out like, wow, this is natural. You just haven't put in time.
Going into the metaverse, you think?
Yeah. I haven't either,
gosh. Yeah, I don't know.
It's whatever we don't understand, we find scary.
Yeah.
It's only because we don't understand it.
But
But how do we understand it? Spending time,
yeah.
reading, watching. YouTube, you can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
I kid you not, guys.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that overall happiness is going up in society as technology innovation goes on? Like, is a kid
question.
born in the 80s, was he happier, or better than a kid who was born today?
So before I can answer that question, I want to bring to light one fundamental principle that is the basis for the answer. The smarter there's a saying somewhere that says the smarter someone is, the less happy, the less content they are. And like the more aware you are of a situation, or the more aware you are of yourself, or something like that, like the more understanding you have, the less happy you are. But I don't really, I don't know. I mean, are we as a civilization progressing towards, is our happiness index on the rise? I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm happier now than I was when I was in college. Like, college
Really?
was fun, but I'm happier now. Because I'm doing something I love, and I'm walking the path that I want to. I'm not forced into an engineering program. Like I'm a mechanical engineer, but it's not something I would have chosen.
Yeah, it chose you.
Yeah, because I was
This
born
life
in
chose
an Indian
me.
family. Yeah. What did they say? Like, it chose me, right?
So yeah, I would imagine for the first years of your life, for a while, you were kind of just going with what you thought you were supposed to do. And did you reach a point where you're like, I'm gonna do what I want to do?
Yeah, it was a very hard transition. I mean,
did you feel stuck?
Yeah, I felt stuck. I felt stuck in a profession that was making a lot of money, and I still wasn't happy.
And what were you doing specifically?
Project management for a construction contractor.
Yeah.
It was good money. I mean, for someone who's just, a 6-figure job right out of college is not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah. But would you, if you had the information in my mind? So I literally just quit my job. I was so unhappy, and we can get into detail if you want. I literally sent a one-line email to my boss. Please consider this as my formal resignation. And then that's it.
Damn. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Take that.
Because so in California, there were Butte County fires, and I was supposed to, I was sick, and I had just gotten back to the office, and I was supposed to, one of my managers asked me to go to this job site and like do something, and I was like, well, there's a lot of air quality is really bad, and I was still coughing, like coughing, right?
Yeah.
So and the guy said, I don't think the air quality is gonna be getting better anytime soon, so you better get out there. So and I had the N95 mask even before COVID. Like, this was way before COVID.
How?
Because of the California fires.
Yeah. What is it? 2019 or 2018?
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that night after I got back home, I was like, this 6-figure job is not. It's not a substitute for my peace of mind, my happiness, time with I was dating someone at the time, who I got married to, actually. So this is my personal private life. that my family invited me to like an event, and I couldn't go the next day because I had to be at work.
Yeah.
So, I just quit. And since
How long
then,
had you been doing that job?
I for about a year. At that time, I was doing it for about a year.
Oh, so
Service
did you just graduate from school like 2016, 17?
17, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
What did you think? How old did you think I was?
And
Because definitely the 2017 graduation year surprised you a bit.
yeah, I mean, you could still be older and you could have done some different. I thought. Wait, what did I think?
Is it my beard?
I thought you were like 30
Sounds about right.
something.
31.
31.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most people get done with school like 22, 23, so it took me a little longer.
Yeah.
I took a gap year after high school, traveled to China
Oh, that's awesome.
and the Middle East and parts of India. So India's big. So different
No,
parts.
I just thought for some reason that you had been doing that job for a while, but that still is a while. I mean,
Yeah,
a year is
I
a
mean,
lot.
like, so that was my by this job, this was my third year in the industry. 3 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is third company. So
Okay.
I was working for HVAC, air conditioning, and then a general contractor, then concrete.
And you're just like, these people don't give a shit about me.
Yeah.
I'm making good money, but
Yeah, I mean, like, here. Oh, you're not happy. You got to be here Saturday at 2 a.m. for a concrete pour. Yeah.
why do companies do that? Like, aren't they smart? And I guess most people.
Some people are just so driven by money, and they will, that's why for someone like me, that kind of a job is not, but some people, like,
They can be scared into obeying.
Yeah, I mean, like, they have, maybe someone has like a wife and a kid,
Yeah.
I didn't have a wife at the time.
Yeah.
I'm divorced, by the way.
Right.
But like a lot of people have, like, when you're 27,
Uh-huh.
you 26, 27, you have kids. My parents, they had me when they were 25.
Wow.
So
Did you have any of those pressures from your family or anything like that?
no, not at all.
No.
Yeah, I didn't have an arranged marriage either.
Okay.
You're familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
Like the Indian, yeah.
Wait, who has those?
Some people in India do.
Like really religious people, or?
It doesn't have to be very religious people. It's just something cultural, I feel. It could be, I mean...
But it wasn't your culture? Did you have like friends and people around you who were
Yeah.
doing that?
I mean, some people that I went to high school with, I think they had their arranged marriages. One of my high school friends, she had an arranged marriage, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think
Never
more,
too late. You call your parents up.
I mean, technically, if I really wanted to find like an Indian bride, I just have to make a phone call and like really express my interest and actually commit to it.
Yeah.
I think it will work. I will, if I really want to get married within the next year, I can.
Yeah.
Not that
Did
I
you ever
would
think about it?
No.
Or no, it's just not
No,
in your-
I just,
yeah.
the person I got married to, like, we met on, she was not even Indian.
Maybe that's why it didn't work out. Maybe you gotta go
Maybe, I don't know.
arranged.
Yeah.
Wait, I do have a question. Do you think arranged marriage is maybe a good idea? Like maybe the ideal, everybody's like, oh, I gotta find my princess or Prince Charming. Like
Mhm.
maybe that's a little bit.
It's not bad if it works.
You're right, like everything, I guess.
So there's an element of commitment. There's an element of, it's not just the two people that are getting married. It's also the two families.
Yeah.
Like their parents. It's two families coming together. As a community, you can solve any problems. I mean, name a relationship that does not have a problem. I'll wait. Right? Like every relationship has some, like whether it be friends, boss, employee, husband, wife, brother, sister, but like your commitment to wanting to grow out of the problem and come with this or like love and commitment, right? Those are
Yeah.
the things that are important. And us humans, we are social animals, and we need a tribe of people to associate with.
Yeah, and maybe we don't have that same view of like two families coming together. It's kind of like, hey, I like this person. We don't care about our families. They're not. It's not.
Maybe
They're not
maybe
thought about.
some cultures more so than the others. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Asian cultures and I mean, there's a lot of cultures that are more family oriented than others.
But yeah, getting married, that's crazy. You got married.
Yeah, it didn't work out, obviously, so I had to get,
Worked out for a little bit.
yeah, for a solid 3 months.
Oh, it was only 3 months?
Yeah.
Do you believe in marriage?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Do you believe in love?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So after my marriage, after my divorce, I actually met with like a really bad car accident. I don't know can you see the scar right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I broke my neck.
It's hot.
C4.
It's a hot scar.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
So, coming to this woman that I met when I was still recovering from my accident, like she thought it was pretty hot.
Yeah.
And so I was marriage, divorce, car accident, being in the hospital for 3 months.
Wait, do you want to talk about the car accident a little bit? Or
sure.
Can you,
Yeah. So I was on the 101, and I was trying to get on the 101, and someone swerved into my lane, and in order to like not hit them, I swerved, and then I hit some parked cars, and my car flipped because I was, you're going from 45 miles per hour to 65. You're speeding up. So my car flipped upside down, dragged on for about 100 yards. My head was pinned to the floor. The fire department had to use the jaws of life to cut me out, and I broke my neck.
Were you conscious when the car's upside down?
I have no memory of this.
Any of it?
Any of it, yeah.
When did the memory shut off? Do you remember driving on the 101?
I have some memory of the evening, but I don't have like a really clear. So I had a brain injury. I had a TBI. I had a traumatic brain injury, and when you have something like that, it's a defense mechanism. Your brain just shuts off.
So did you forget a lot of stuff, like random things?
No, just that incident. I remember everything before it and after it. I remember waking up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so like I broke my neck. I broke my C4.
What's
I broke
C4?
my C4 is the cervical spine. So there's I think C1 through C7. There's numbers, and then T1 to I don't know like there's all the spine has like different bones put together, right? So I broke my C4. People with a C4 fracture basically end up in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. But I got super lucky. There was no damage to the spinal cord. There was no damage to the nerves. Just the bones were broken. And they just told me, they put a brace and they said don't move. But I broke my jaw. I broke my nose. I'll show you an X-ray. I look. If you were to take an X-ray right now, I look like the Terminator.
Really?
Yeah, there's like titanium plates everywhere, all the way up to here.
Are
I
they
broke
gonna be
my
there
eye.
forever?
Huh?
Are they going to be there forever?
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
How do you get a titanium plate in your head?
No, it's like not inside, like right here.
Yeah, where did they put it in?
So they cut it. They cut here. They cut. There's actually 4 cuts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or something. Yeah. So there's 4 like. My plastic surgeon did a good job. If you think it looks hot.
It's making me think when I was saying earlier about, technology and are people happier.
Yeah.
The one undeniable thing is medicine. Like if you got this back in the day,
I would be dead.
You'd be dead.
Dude, they gave me an emergency tracheotomy. Like there was so much blood in my lungs I couldn't breathe. Like they put me in life support. Or not life support, tracheotomy in the ambulance. We didn't have all that technology back in the day.
Yeah.
And giving me oxygen and all that stuff. I mean,
anesthesia and stuff. And
yeah. Oh my God,
medication.
dude. They gave me so much narcotic pain meds. It just messed. It was.
Wait, so what's that like? You wake up and you're like a mummy type person, right? Like,
Yeah, I couldn't even speak because all the air was coming out from here, and I could just do actions.
were you freaked out, or were
I
you
was
just
freaking out, yeah.
like?
But no, I mean, I was freaking out, but there was so much dopamine and serotonin pumped into my brain from the pain meds that
Yeah.
I didn't even feel pain.
Yeah. They're just high
Dude,
as
if I
fuck.
felt pain, I would shut down, or like they put me in a medically induced coma just so that my body could like have some time to react.
Yeah. Wait, how long were you in the hospital?
3 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, I lost like 30 pounds. The
Were you
nurses.
bored?
I was super bored. You know, for the first week or so, I couldn't even talk because there's no, like, I couldn't talk because there's like nothing I could do. So I was like, my parents were there. My mom took the next flight from the Middle East, and she came here. My dad was visiting at the time, actually. So my parents were always there with me. So I would like write on a notepad what I wanted to talk to them about. I could understand everything they're saying, and I had no cognitive problems
Yeah.
other than the fact that I was super slow
Yeah.
from all the meds. But it was, yeah, I mean, it was not a pleasant time. Like, there was so much liquid built up in my lungs, and I would have to like cough it out. Like it's something that I had to do, and it was so hard, it was so painful, and I would dread it all the time. And they like I think the first day or two they had like a machine to suck it out, but for the healing process they had to take the machine out, and I had to do it on my own. And they would say like, okay, now go ahead and cough. So I had to go like and then it's such a deep cough, dude. I mean, I know it's getting gory, but
No, this is great.
um,
I was just thinking about being like a nurse or working in like being a doctor and just dealing with that stuff all like
Yeah.
like this was a window, but they're like
they're in this 24/7.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess you get numb to it at a certain point, maybe.
I mean, I want to go back to the hospital and like, show them that, hey, I'm doing well. Because like the nurses were really nice in the ICU in San Francisco. They were really nice, very kind. They were pretty too.
Do you think they were prettier from the drugs?
I think they were pretty, even without the drug. Yeah.
Yeah, I never had something that crazy, but I would imagine 3 months in the hospital recovering. That's gotta change a lot of. You think about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What did it change for you?
Literally everything. Every fundamental principle that I was living my life off of, I rethought it. So one of the things, right? Like I was in the hospital, I wasn't working, I was burning through my savings. My parents were helping me out. Made me realize, like, first of all, I gotta have some way of having income when I'm not actively pursuing income. Passive income.
Passive income.
Mm-hmm. So that, it's unfortunate, but all the 2-3 years of working and making, good money, I had nothing to show for it. Like I had no investments. I had nothing in the stock market. I had maybe a couple thousand in, 401k or whatever you can accrue in that time.
Yeah.
But I had nothing. Nothing. And so...
Loser. You were a loser. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, literally. So that changed my perspective. I realized that, $100 invested today compounded 10% annually over, in 20 years, I don't know. That's a huge number. It's not. It's like more than. It's way more than $100. If you were to just put $100 in your bank, it's gonna grow at the rate of 0.01% of whatever the savings is. Like, not. It's not gonna. Maybe $101 in 10 years. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, no, that's not. No. Inflation accounted for inflation. That's your money means nothing.
Yeah.
So that just changed. Like I invest a lot on. I mean, literally every dollar I can find, I invest it.
Yeah. So it was bugging you that you're just sitting there and you're like, I can't even make money.
Yeah.
Why? Like, this is a waste of 3 months. I'm just nothing.
Yeah, I was, I think, 28 at the time, or some 28, 29, yeah. Just imagine being a 28-year-old man and like I couldn't use a restroom on my own. I couldn't shower on my own. The nurses had to shower me. And like, and I have no money, and my parents are, it's just like not a good place for a man to be in.
Yeah, you felt like a little baby.
Yeah.
Everyone just taking care of you.
Yeah.
Your mom's there, give you a kiss on your forehead, feeding you Jell-O, wiping your butt.
Yeah, no, it's not a good place to be. So, I mean, it's funny.
It's kind of funny to look back on.
Yeah,
I guess.
Definitely, only to look back on.
Oh, yeah.
Not to look forward to.
No. I mean, if I was you, I didn't even know if I would even look at a car. I would. You drove here. That's crazy.
Yeah. I drove from California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, maybe if you were younger, it would have messed
I
you
have
up
no
even
PTSD from driving because, that's a defense mechanism that the brain has. Like, if I would be traumatized if I remembered everything.
Yeah.
In like how the police report says that I was going like this and then someone came and then I don't know what happened, but I have no memory of it. If I remember in my car, like, just imagine going through that and having a memory. Wouldn't you be traumatized? I mean, I have no memory, and that's probably for the best.
So what did you start doing once you started recovering?
I went on Bumble. Because I was like, I just wanted to try out. Like, what the hell? Like,
were you like...
I was in the hospital on Bumble.
Oh, wow.
I put pictures from before my accident, and I had one other thing to note is that, like, my face, the way it looks like right now, it was not like this when I was in the hospital. It was like edema, swollen. Oh, yeah. And I was depressed. Like, fuck, I'm never going to look good again. My jawline's like, you can't even see it. And all that kind of stuff, and I was depressed and sad.
And horny.
Maybe it took a long time for me to like get into that mode. I think it was I got discharged from the main hospital to the acute rehab is where I was slowly starting to walk.
Yeah. That
my mind even went there.
Yeah, man. I mean, don't you, whenever you, like, this always happens when I get sick, I start to appreciate my health for a minute, but then you just take it for granted again.
Yeah.
But when you can't walk and then you learn how to walk again and you're like,
yeah,
walking's dope.
Yeah. And just being independent.
Yeah.
You don't drink, right?
No.
Yeah. See, that's value. That's good.
But I had a beer the other day. So
how come? Because the first time I met you that was at the tiniest bar.
Yeah.
And you weren't drinking, you told me.
Yeah, no, I don't like alcohol. I don't drink it.
So
for a podcast, I shotgunned a beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was it?
It wasn't that bad because you drink it so something? Fast. Maybe a little bit, but
was that the first time you had your beer in your entire life?
No.
Oh, okay. So you used to drink before.
I never used to drink, but I'm not like,
so
yeah. I mean, people would be like, "Hey, take a sip of this," and I'll be like, "Okay," like, yeah. But I don't.
When have you like? I mean, if you shotgun a beer, you'll feel something. Like you'll feel a
tiny
buzz.
Yeah, I maybe felt a little, but we were having a conversation that I just wasn't as. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a little bit of a buzz. But I did my brother's bachelor party last summer was the only time where like I drank a little bit and I definitely felt a little buzzed.
What did you drink and how much?
I wasn't planning on drinking, but then I was just so bored that I had to. I felt like have you ever been to a bachelor party?
Yeah.
Or like you go out and you
Yeah.
like you like to party?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
you-
like I went to my uncle's bachelor party. That was the first time I actually drank alcohol,
Yeah.
and I had a lot.
Yeah. So like, yeah, guys, if you get a bunch of guys and it's a bachelor party and you're going out to bars till 2, 3 a.m. and stuff, like
Yeah.
if you're sober doing that with a bunch of drunk people
Yeah.
and the music's going and you're there and it's, 2 a.m., you either you want to really go home and go to sleep or I
you're
was
so
just like-
frustrated and tired and bored, and like maybe this
yeah,
will give
you're
me
like
energy.
alone.
Yeah.
And there's drunk people. You can't even.
Yeah.
There's no reasonable conversations being had.
Yeah.
It's just like, this will speed things up if I drink a little bit. And so then I just gave in and I was just like, I'm gonna.
Did you have a good time?
Did I have a good time?
It's got to be a fun time. The
little
feeling has
bit.
to be good.
But I didn't get drunk enough where I could really let loose. I think I was still kind of, I don't know, I'm just kind of like reserved in that.
Is there any reason why? Like maybe someone in your family was an alcoholic, and you saw that and you don't like it?
Maybe a little bit of that,
Hmm.
but also just
The costs.
yeah, the cost benefit. What
Yeah.
it seems like not drinking is better than, and I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of reasons, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have to dive into that.
No, we can dive into it. I mean, I see the benefits. Like it's a social thing. But I don't know. I like going
It
to bed
rots your
early.
body from within, yeah.
What's that?
It rots your body from within if you do it often and a lot of it.
Yeah. You know what? Also, it's like, man, I've seen drunk people over the years, and I'm just like, yeah. If they weren't drunk and saw themselves right now, they'd be like, I wish I wasn't doing that, or I wish I. And maybe I need to have more of that where I can let loose and be afraid to embarrass myself.
Oh, is that what the embarrassment part of it? Where you're embarrassed?
Maybe
Just
part of it.
drink in a pitch black room then.
I mean, what's the end goal of that? Like,
Just have a conversation and see how it goes. Like, turn off all the lights and just you know, just talk to somebody there and like.
I think the biggest thing, I like control. I like being in control and knowing, and like I never, even just this, which might not sound like a big thing to people, but I was just like giving up the ability to drive and things like that. I like being able to be like, I can do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
I can go here. I'm not, I don't, and that might be a negative thing in a sense that I don't want to give up.
Well,
the
that's why they
control.
have Uber and taxis.
Yeah. But I just,
Yeah,
I
mean,
like
of
being
course.
me.
Yeah, no. Honestly, you're doing yourself a favor by not drinking. Or I would say like maybe some wine as you get older with dinner.
That's the other thing too, is if it tasted better, I would have a glass of, but I don't have any desire.
It doesn't even taste good.
It doesn't taste good.
Have you had cocktails?
I've tried it. What I was drinking at my brother's bachelor party was mostly Red Bull vodkas.
Have you had like a good, well-made cocktail?
Oh, probably not.
Would you like to try one?
Yeah, you got one in your
No,
pocket?
I don't have one. But I'll take you to a place. We'll have one cocktail.
Okay. Here's the other thing too, though. Like established drinkers or people who have
taste.
Over time, I feel like you like it stronger, and like a person who likes coffee or something, they're gonna like it black.
Yeah.
Whereas a new coffee drinker is gonna want it to be
like hazelnut cream.
Right. So I'm probably gonna enjoy what tastes most like a Slurpee or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
But I'm still down.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
We can have a cocktail.
Yeah.
That sounds funny. I just never think of myself as being a person. We should get a cocktail. That's funny. That's like such an old person.
Yeah, no, beer, I don't get like the whole hang of beer. Like beer, if I'm thirsty, if I'm really, really thirsty, I'll have some beer because then it doesn't really matter.
You want a beer?
Cold. What kind of beer? Oh, no, not
It was
that
the
one.
honey
No,
one.
honey, I don't know.
But tell me about drinking for you. What is, like, sell me on it a little bit. But you were also saying, see, this is what people also say too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Is like with drugs and drinking and stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's good or whatever. But
No. So here,
There are
you have
benefits.
to, in order to, you can't. You're better off. It's it's kind of like it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved.
Right.
Right. It's kind of like that. It's better to have had a stage in your life or a phase in your life where you don't have to get shit-faced or be an alcoholic. You enjoy cocktails, and then, it's good. It feels good. But if you are, becoming an alcoholic, that's not what, that's not. I mean, in the way people drink in college, I don't think that's healthy either.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that's another thing I realized. I always looked forward and I was like, okay, the way people are acting like in college and stuff,
that's not
that
cool.
ends at a certain point.
That
And I
has
didn't
to.
see old people, so I'm like, what's the point of doing this if it's gonna
Yeah.
stop at some point?
I was in a college fraternity and
You
they
got
were
down?
Huh?
Did you get down?
I got down, dude. Yeah. So I think even with drugs too, like you have to try it, not once, not twice, but a couple times in different situations, and then if you decide that, you should still decide that you don't want to make it a frequent thing, but
Mm-hmm.
and then then you're like, okay, yeah, I enjoyed it, it was good, I don't really need it anymore.
Yeah.
But then if you say like marijuana, like that's bad for you, or like I don't like it, but try it a few times. I mean, again, like marijuana is not my thing, but
That's what I tell people with heroin. I'm like, don't knock it until you try it, It's like-
well, there's certain things like heroin and meth that you don't really need.
Isn't that funny? Like, that stuff is so good and fun that we tell people. Like,
I've actually
yeah,
never
no.
done it.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But it's like, you'd like it.
It's probably going to be similar to how I felt in the hospital. I got the purest medical grade stuff there.
Right. Except now you can move, so it's like
Yeah. Dude, it was super
you could
fun.
get in trouble.
I was watching on this, I was in the ICU, I think. I don't know what they gave me, but I was watching this TV show. It's a TV show called Longmire on Netflix. It's like a Western, the guy's based, he's a sheriff based in Montana or Wyoming or something. And, I was watching that, and it's all snowing, and they're going hunting or fishing or something. And then I was hallucinating that I went duck hunting.
Wow.
It was good stuff they gave me. And I felt like, wow, this is cool. I'm driving a truck, and I felt that was a reality.
Yeah.
I felt I was driving a truck and I went fishing and hunting.
That's cool.
And I was wearing all like the camo, all the gaiters and everything, and I genuinely believed in that moment
Yeah.
that I was doing it. And so I can imagine how, like, some people may like that feeling.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people, they get their meds from when they're recovering from an injury and stuff, and they just can't let it go. And then you get opioids
the whole
and all that
oxy,
stuff. Yeah.
the oxy pandemic or whatever.
Yeah, it's scary stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are you from? What are you? You're not from Austin.
I'm from LA area.
Okay, you're from California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm from California too, like the Bay
Oh, yeah?
Area, San Francisco.
Because you lived there from
11 years.
Yeah.
12, almost.
Wait,
12.
where'd you go to school?
San Jose State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I went to school in Santa Barbara.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
UC?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
What'd you go to school for?
Economics.
Wow.
Yeah, I got through college, but I passed, but I wasn't too into it. I was not doing what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
And then when I I was gonna drop out at a certain point, and then my parents were like, "You got 1 year left, just finish and then do whatever you want." But I was like, "I'm not." So.
Yeah, but
I feel part of me feels embarrassed for like I got an economics degree, but I'm a substitute teacher and I don't make a lot of money, and I'm not.
dude, who fucking cares? Like, I made a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, see again, like, that's the other thing. Like, I can say that making a lot of money will not make you happy, but you have to try it out for yourself to, like, now I can say now that it didn't make me happy, and but then people will criticize, or people will be too hard on themselves. Like,
Yeah.
oh, now I'm, economics degree, and no, you don't have to think like that.
Yeah.
Learn from other people's experiences, and honestly, I would so much rather have been like a business major or something.
Yeah. Do you think about a lot like what other people think of you, or
No.
I mean, because when you were embarrassed in the hospital, was that part of that feeling about what
No.
other people think, or it's just your own feeling?
Well, I mean, so when I was in the hospital, when I looked at myself in the mirror, yeah, that was a different situation where I thought that people, I would look at my pictures from before, and then I would look at my face in the mirror. It was two completely different people.
Do you look how you looked before the crash now, or you look different?
I think I look very similar, but here, let me see if I can find a picture. And I mean, most people say that they can't even see the scar unless like I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I thought that I looked better before. And maybe I did. I don't know. So it's all in the mind. It's all mental. It's all psychological.
Yeah. And nobody sees stuff that you notice.
Mm-hmm. You see the most about your own body.
Like even, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people are more observant than other people, but like, you'll people will be like, "Oh, I got this huge zit," or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." Or
yeah.
also, I think maybe straight guys are lucky that women don't care as much about looks as guys.
Yeah, no, that is actually absolutely true. Like, the person I dated after my accident was the hottest person ever that I've ever dated. She's like, she's like gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I never thought. I thought I looked the ugliest in my life in that phase, and I still had like discoloration. You know how like when you get like a scabbing, like let's say you get a big boo-boo, when the scab peels off, you have like white skin or something. Yeah. So it was like that all over my forehead, and women care more about personality.
Yeah.
After a certain point.
Yeah. Shouldn't we all just care about personality if the world was right?
If the world was right. Asterisk.
Yeah.
Tiny star mark.
What did you learn about love? Are you out there dating? You still on Bumble?
No, I'm not on Bumble. I'm off market. I'm just focusing on myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's that like?
You spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos of the things you want to learn, and reading articles, reading books.
Yeah.
Learning stuff, building stuff.
So, yeah. So you're not looking for love right now?
Well, because I have it. I have love for myself.
Wow. That's interesting. Usually you feel, I never met somebody who was like not in a relationship or looking to try to, I guess, no, there's people that just want to date around and stuff, but you're not even dating around or like.
No, I'm not even dating around.
Fun.
I'm not even looking for fun. I'm just like super focused right now.
What are you focused on?
I'm putting myself through my own school. you know how when you're in college, like Tuesday, Thursday, you have this class and that class, and then Monday, Wednesday. So I literally have like this schedule built out. So Monday, 9 a.m., I will do this, and I'll let's say coding. I want to learn how to code. So I'm learning Python right now. So I do Monday, Wednesday, I'll do that for like an hour. And then, so Monday noon, I'll probably do like, watch videos on YouTube about, let's say, Ethereum and the decentralized finance. And then for the next half hour, I'll learn about new protocols like Near or Solana or, like what, like basically, yeah, and I'm in my own school. And then in the evenings, I'll read books like The Richest Man in Babylon or Nicholas Taleb, this new, I forget the name of the book, but he's a great guy. Atomic Habits. I mean, just things that I should have. That's what true education is about.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I mean, it's not that I don't do social things. Like I'll take myself out to bars. I like doing that by myself. I do, and then I'll meet people there. I met you there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty social, I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm not actively. If I were to meet a woman, I wouldn't oppose the idea.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go on Bumble. I mean, it takes time out of my routine to, like, oh, she's not good, then what? Right swipe, left swipe, and then waste time on talking. I used to do that. It was fun. That's how I met my, the person that I was dating.
The hot lady?
The hot lady, yeah.
You miss her?
No. Because we're still good friends. You see the motorboat?
Yeah.
It's just like cruising. I mean, like, it's super funny to me how human beings will go camping. We have all these, like, look at that. We have all this, and then we'll go to this camping site. We'll put up a tent. We'll, put up coal and try to cook something. We'll inconvenience ourselves with like shitter restroom. And like out in the woods, we'll inconvenience ourselves to go out there. We started from there.
Yeah.
Why live here if you want to go do that? Just choose one.
Yeah.
It's like
I think there's good to both. That's why. I don't think there's any way to live life that is just like perfect. Like we like change. We like different environments.
We like
to be excited.
Yeah.
Play different video games. You don't just want to do the same one.
What video games do you play?
None.
Oh, you should play. Like, do you like video games?
Yeah, but
you don't have time, huh?
I mean, I got time if I want to, but I actually I like Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
I downloaded this Pokemon on my phone, like old Game Boy.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon.
simulator.
Yeah, emulator.
Emulator, yeah.
And I'm just addicted to it, so I got to delete that. I don't play video games because it's too much fun.
Yeah. Just like why I don't eat popcorn, because it tastes too good and it burnt. The shells get stuck in my teeth or whatever.
But it's funny because I'll still waste time doing other stuff, so it's like, it's fine. Like, I'm like, I don't want to play any video games, but then I'll just waste time on YouTube or Instagram or something that I shouldn't be doing.
I just deleted my Instagram app. I still have it. I log into Safari every time if I want to reach out, and it's like super painful. So I spend less time on it now. Yeah,
I got to go back to that.
Because it's very hard to not be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, I'm trying to get in touch with you. Like,
right.
That's the only way I can connect with you.
I mean, I want to post things about this and try to grow this podcast.
Yeah.
And, I have to, whatever. Yeah. But what games do you play?
I don't play anything. I want to get into NFT metaverse play to earn games. One of my friends, he bought Axie Infinity. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
He basically bought these Axies, which are NFTs, and he hired people to play the games for him in the Philippines, and he's making $1,000 a month just by having people play the video game for him. 40 people. He wants to hire more people.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So all he had to do was buy the Axies, buy the NFT, and because that is your character in the game. It's kind of like Pokemon fighting each other.
Yeah.
You should look into it, and you can make some real money.
Hiring people to play video games for me.
You can play it yourself. If you're playing Pokemon, play this game and make money while you're doing it.
That's crazy. You got NFTs?
I have lots of NFTs.
Really?
Yeah.
Good ones, or did you buy someone that you shouldn't have bought?
I have like Batman. So most of my NFTs are on like the VV platform, like Batman, Joker, Tokidoki.
See, that's what I think about NFTs. I'm like, there's too many different things. Like they're all over the place and different. You gotta have this, platform to get these. It's like I wish it was more centralized.
Yeah, but if they made it easy for you, then everybody would do it, and then
I guess.
When you're an early adapter. Early adopter. Yeah, early
Both.
adopter. Yeah.
I don't know.
When you adopt it early,
right.
in the early stages of something, you have more to gain from that point on.
I almost feel like I'm too late on NFTs, though. I felt like people who got the early ones.
You are in the United States of America. You're early.
Yeah,
Most people can't even afford. $1 is like 75 Indian rupees. It used to be 50, but it's devalued. The Indian rupee has debased a bit. So
some people are buying NFTs that are worthless, though, right?
Yeah.
Some
There's definitely scams out there that have no intrinsic value, that have no utility.
Yeah.
Then and the art's not even that great.
Right.
So, but I mean, I've tripled, quadrupled my money.
Really?
I mean, I haven't sold any of my NFT. If I were to liquidate my NFTs, I will quadruple my money.
Wow.
All
That's
I had
pretty
to do was just get on there on the drop day and buy it for $60. Some of them I got them for like $14. And I can sell them for like $500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can also do that with real things too, right?
Yeah. Flipping.
Fungible tokens.
Yeah, you could. Like what? Like shoes?
Yeah, shoes. People do it with like concert tickets and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Feels weird though.
To make money?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, to like.
Does it feel unethical a little bit?
The NFTs doesn't feel unethical because that's like the culture. But like these guys who will buy up, yeah, that's like.
Yeah, that's scalping.
Yeah, scalping.
No, you're right.
But you're not scalping with NFTs. It's like that's.
No, some people do that. Some people will.
But isn't
because
that
there's
the whole
limited
thing?
numbers. There's only like, let's say 2,000 NFTs of like, let's say the Batman.
Yeah.
And there's 50,000 people trying to buy it.
Yeah. So if one person is able to buy them all, is that messed up?
So if one person can actually, not all of them because it's such a limited time, but yeah, one person can actually buy more than. In the early days, you could buy more than one. Now it's literally sold out in 1 second. But thousands of NFTs sold out on the drop day. They will sell out in 1 second. I've been trying for the last 2 months and I haven't gotten any.
Because people have these like hacks, right? And they know how to.
Yeah, bots.
Yeah, bots.
Yeah, but as the technology gets better, like they're going to, bot-proof the apps. Like, let's say, for example, FTX, which is a centralized exchange, has an NFT platform. Right now, many NFT, like OpenSea, for example. OpenSea is a big one.
Yeah, I heard of that.
You can just download a bot and you can program a bot to buy it for, or whatever, right?
Right.
But FTX, like, you actually have to be a certified, like, KYC person. Like, you have to be a real person with a real ID, with a real social security number or some form of identity to be on that platform. So, like, you can't bot that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So now that you're not engineering anymore, you are in the University of Addy.
University of Addy, and I do a lot of freelance jobs, and I'm in real estate.
Yeah. So, like, what's the goal? What do you got your mind set on right now? You're just trying to learn things that interest you and you feel like will make you money and...
Yeah. What things interest me, and basically find something that I really love.
Have you found it yet, or you're still looking?
I think it's got something to do with people. I love talking. I love connecting with people.
This is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I love, supporting someone's idea, advocating for them. Not being an advocate, but advocating. Yeah, so not to confuse. I don't want to be an attorney. I don't think so, at least. So basically, something to do with talking, connecting with people, advocating for them. I've thought about maybe getting into politics, public office, running for some sort of office. I don't know.
Be the president?
I don't think I can be the president because I wasn't born here. I can be the governor of a state.
You can get a fake
No,
birth
I can't do
certificate.
that. No, I can't do that. It's very... I mean, isn't that like Obama even had, like, he had to, I don't know. Trump was asking for Obama's birth certificate or something.
Yeah.
I definitely would maybe run for office, some
Yeah.
sort of office, like,
That's cool.
someday, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to become a U.S. citizen.
Oh, really?
I just got my green card, actually.
So what's the next step?
I'll just...
Got to learn the Pledge of Allegiance or something?
I don't know what it takes, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
Yeah.
It'll be a few years, and then I can apply, and then, and then I have to be a resident of a place for differ state to state, county to county.
Yeah.
If I want to run for a mayor or whatever, like, every county, every state has different requirements. Like, some people, some of them require you to be a resident of that for 5 years, some 7, some 3, some 10. Some just require that you be the resident at the time of running for that position. So you have to look. I've realized that it's not important that you find, like, oh, this has only 5 years requirement as opposed to that being 7. Like, just find a place you love, live there, do what you love, do what you makes you happy, do what ticks, and just try to monetize that, and until you monetize that, find different ways to make money. And because I can tell you this 100%, money is not going to make you happy. What will make you happy is doing something you love. And if you then make just a little bit less money, you will still be way happier. Like, having $1 million or 10 or 100 is not the solution. Doing something you love and immersing yourself in it is the answer. And, you have to be smart about it. Make some money doing that.
Do you love what you're doing right now?
Yes, definitely. I love that I'm putting myself through my own school.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's amazing because I now know what I actually want to do. I'm not where I want to be, but I know where I want to go. That is such a beautiful thing too. Knowing where you want to go and walking the path. I'm walking the path now.
Took you a while to figure it out, but it seems like you figured some things out.
Yeah, I basically told myself that when I turned 31, I turned 21. I'm going to live my life that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just turned 21. And fortunately for me, like, you know, I don't.
Did you get hammered on your 31st birthday?
Huh?
Did you get hammered like it was your 21st
No,
birthday and
no,
your 31st
no.
birthday?
I on my 21st birthday, I didn't get hammered. I wasn't even. I started drinking when I was 24 or 25.
You going to college parties? Hey, I'm 21. What's up?
I don't know. I can't even remember what I did. But on my 31st birthday, I was just hanging out with myself, reading, and, you know, I was in my own university. And I was loving it.
Yeah, where do I apply? How do I...
I'll send you links.
Cool. But you like the U.S. Like, you
Yeah.
think you think this is the spot?
This is the spot.
You miss India at all? Do you...
I would go back to India to travel and to maybe set up some businesses, and but it's hard with the bureaucracy. I mean, most of the talented people from India are not in India. They're like all different, like, you know, they're here in the Europe, United Kingdom.
Why is that?
Because there's so much red tape.
Why?
If you want to do something, if you want to make some real change, it's just like you meet with a lot of friction and resistance from the bureaucracy. That's just how it is.
Is that because, like, older countries, they're more stuck in certain ways, and, like, the U.S. is relatively a new country, so it's easier to...
No, India is a way newer country. The United States has been, like, what, 1776?
India's newer?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 1776 versus 1947.
That's when India became a country?
Yeah.
Dang, I don't know my stuff. I thought, well, so what was India before that? It was colonized by...
The British, yeah. But they were all kingdoms before.
Right.
It was like, yeah, kings and kingdoms and...
That's why you got all those different languages.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of grouped it all together and said, this is India.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, running for office. I feel like that's hard now.
You think so?
A lot of times I look at politicians as being so fake. Like, I feel like you got to be so fake to...
Maybe you gotta have, like, present yourself in a diplomatic way.
Yeah.
So as to not offend, be politically correct all the
Right.
time. But then you have some people who come in and who don't care much for... I mean, I think being PC and being politically correct excessively and not being able to say something that is, you know, not being able to talk about the elephant in the room, I think that's fake.
Yeah. Politics. I don't know. I used to be more into it. Now I just, like, it's just overwhelming to me, kind of like Bitcoin. So I just kind of shut it all off.
It's kind of like this, right? When you do more of something, the less it overwhelms you. Let's say, for example, you want to go and, you know, want to go to the gym, right? You go to the first day, you do your bench press, and the next day your pecs hurt.
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, oh, my pecs hurt, I'm sore,
Yeah.
fuck the gym. You're not going to be that. And be like, no, this is good. I want to do this more often.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, every strand, every fiber, you rip it, and then it grows back stronger. So the brain's the same way too. Being overwhelmed is a symbol that is a sign that you're just not used to this new idea.
Yeah.
And it's new, it's foreign. Cognitive dissonance, I think, is what they call it. You know, so I don't quote me on that, but something about a disconnect. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a new concept, and if I were to all of a sudden start speaking to you in a different language, you're trying really hard to make sense of, because everyone around you speaks only my language and not you, so you're trying really hard. You would have a headache.
Let's try.
No, I can't do that, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't kill you, you got to do more of it.
Yeah, no, I don't
Unless
have a
it's
problem
cocaine.
talking about it. Unless what?
Unless it's cocaine.
I don't have a problem talking about, like, politics and stuff. It's more like...
Oh, no, I meant Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to be that. I'm not
Right.
saying we should talk about it. Like, more people need to be talking about it and informing themselves about it, about this whole revolution.
Yeah.
It's a peaceful revolution.
So what kind of advice would you give me for a guy? I got no Bitcoin, I got no Ethereum, I don't even know much about what anything is. Should I mean, educate myself? That sounds nice in practice, but I don't know how much.
Let's say you're overweight,
Yeah.
okay? And let's say you're from somewhere in the South, okay? And you're just used to eating KFC and McDonald's.
That's
And
good
then
stuff.
it's good stuff. And you know, your doctor tells you, like, hey, you're not diabetic.
Yeah.
You're pre-diabetic. You got to change your lifestyle. Like, and then now, what do you? I mean, you have to do the work. You have to start eating healthy. You have to start working out, and in practice, as you said, like, educate yourself. I think 10 hours of videos within 1 week, so about an hour and a half a day. Just go on YouTube and watch, like, intro to Bitcoin, or like, I'm new to crypto, what should I do? Like, and then literally time yourself 10 hours in 1 week. You'll be much better, in a much better place.
Yeah. I'll be fluent in Russian. But don't see what also does. I hear people talking about different ideas and stuff too, and it's like, who do you believe sometimes? Because some people,
Like, what do you mean?
You gotta buy Bitcoin. Oh, you don't gotta buy Bitcoin. You gotta buy this. You gotta do that. And it's like, who's the source? That, I guess you gotta take in different things.
Yeah, you have to take you have to do your own research. That DYOR will come up a lot for you when you do your own research.
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to put in the time. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Or you can just hire a crypto financial advisor and just, you know, like, do what he says. Like, hey,
yeah, that's
okay.
For rich people though.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But I mean, this is a really good entry point. I don't know when people will see this. Today is like what, or like late January, the 22nd.
Oh yeah, they'll see this in a few days.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, you know, Bitcoin under 40,000, it's like under 35. I feel like it might go down a bit more. This is a great entry point for long-term holders. Like, if people who thought that, oh, Bitcoin is too expensive at 67, but they won't buy now. 67,000 now is a great time to buy. Like, in a 4-year period, no one has lost money on Bitcoin. It's the time frame, right? The time frame that you're holding an asset.
But what's the difference between investing in Bitcoin or investing in a stock? Is it the same thing in a way, or similar if you get a good stock that?
So with all these things, so Bitcoin is a personal, it's like an asset. With stocks, you're building equity in it. You're building equity in the company. Let's say you buy one stock or one share of Apple. Whatever the company does with their future, the businesses they build, or the new technologies they introduce,
that determines the value.
That determines the valuation, their profits, their bottom line, and you own a piece of the company.
Right.
But I think Apple could, I don't know how many total number of shares of Apple exist out there, but the total number of shares of Bitcoin that exist out there are max 21 million. They're capped at 21 million. That's the max number of Bitcoins that will ever exist. So you know exactly how much you're going to own.
And how is the value determined? Based on?
So it's a great question. The value, nothing in this world has intrinsic value, other than maybe, let's say, food, water, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Commodities.
Air.
Nothing has an intrinsic value unless we assign, if you, me, and everyone around us agrees that we feel like this Topo Chico is worth, like $1.50 or $4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just assign a value to it, and we all agree that, gold, for example, like gold was supposed to be the best investment, right? Like the best, safest way to...
The gold standard, baby.
Yeah. But what does it do for you? What does gold do for you? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like what intrinsic value other than maybe some of it needs to be used in semiconductors or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can get into, I don't want to get into like super in-depth about economics and like the value stock to flow ratio, and I can send you some links and I can send you some information your way, and I think it's critical to know, just like it's critical to know that carbohydrates and proteins are two different things, and they'll do different things to you when you eat them, the same way. Yeah, right. I think it's important to know, like, we don't all have to know the source code for Bitcoin, but having a basic understanding of how there's a 21 million cap. This is, each small piece of Bitcoin is called a Satoshi.
Satoshi?
Yeah. Yeah. So
sounds
like,
good.
Yeah.
Sounds tasty. Satoshi?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Ethereum small units are called Gwei.
Gwei?
Yeah. Gigawei. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So simple stuff like you can learn all that in like a day of watching YouTube videos. Yeah.
Man, I want to buy some Bitcoin.
Yeah, get on an exchange and put some money, link your debit card or bank account, and just buy it. I'm sure you have $50 on you, like in your bank. Just buy it.
Close.
Yeah. Like if $50 worth of Bitcoin bought right now will probably be worth like at least a couple hundred in the coming years.
Really?
I kid you not.
Yeah.
Like, again, not financial advice.
No, it is. I'm gonna do it. And when I put all my $500 in Bitcoin, and
then you lose it all
in 4 years,
you can't sue me.
I'm hunting you down. When you're running for governor, I'm gonna be at your campaign rally speech, throwing tomatoes at you. Oh shoot! I might have to run against you. No, that's good stuff. But also, actually, one more thing. Like, do you look back on that in your car crash as like a positive or?
100%. Yeah. I wouldn't, if I could turn back time and change, I wouldn't change that thing.
That's cool.
Because the person I am today would not be without that time I spent in the hospital, without the change of mindset that I had being in the hospital, without dating that woman, and dude, like investing, like I would not have started investing money unless I went through what I did. So
yeah, I've heard of like super rich like CEOs and stuff. They will carve out a time in their schedule or year, maybe like a week or 2 weeks, or maybe it's a week. They just like say nothing on there, and they just spend time thinking or reading.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people, they're in the rat race. They're just going hustling, bustling. That I would think it would be in some ways like refreshing or good to be like, I'm just in the hospital. Let me just evaluate what do I got. Count my eggs in my basket, or think about what's going on. Like, and I think that was the pandemic for some people.
Yeah.
Like what
introspection is extremely important, because as you said, being stuck in the rat race, even big CEOs, some of them are stuck in this whole routine of like, hey, this is what we got to do every quarter, blah 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 blah, but not having time to think about what the vision is, right?
New ideas.
Exactly. So that it's important from the CEO to the janitor.
All right, anything else we needed to say?
I think that was good, man.
Yeah, dude.
We got some Good stuff.
You got my vote.